If a global company is paying its full-time workers so little that they need federal benefits like Medicaid or food stamps, that's not a living wage. And that company should lose eligibility for tax incentives. The government shouldn't give big tax breaks to big companies and then have to pay again to keep their employees from going hungry. That's double dipping. It makes the taxpayer pay twice for corporate greed, and it's got to stop.
And I agree 1,000%. If you have a big, large company like Walmart, we're going to use Walmart as an example, because what I've heard is that Walmart, if you do 40 hours on average, you qualify for medical, dental benefits, a 401k, like a full-time employee. You get all those benefits. Well, I've been hearing from people that work at Walmart that they will have you at 40 hours for about 2 or 3 months. And right before you hit that threshold to where you qualify for those benefits, they would drop your hours down to 38 or 39. Then they will reset you and do 40 hours all over again. They will rotate your full-time benefits so that you don't get them. Do you know who else rotated people like that? George Washington, when it came to his slaves. When the capital was in Philadelphia, that was a law that said you can't have slaves in Philadelphia. However, if you are traveling through, you can bring them. However, if those slaves stay over a year, you had to either let that person buy their freedom or let them free. So the Attorney General, Washington's Attorney General, told him, hey, there's a law in that to where you can rotate your slaves in and out. Me and the other guys have been doing it. So what George Washington would do is he would get his slaves, his favorite two, bring them up to Philadelphia, let them stay for about a year, and right before he had to free them and let them buy their freedom, he would send them back to Virginia and bring them back up to Philadelphia and do it all over again. That's what Walmart is doing. And then because Walmart is not giving those people their 40 hours, their medical, dental, and any other kind of coverage, what those people would then do is that they will go and have to apply for SNAP benefits. They will go get Medicare, Medicaid, welfare, food stamps, whatever, to make up for the money that they're losing with Walmart because Walmart is not paying them a livable wage. I agree with this Senator Slotkin. If a corporation is not paying their people a livable wage to where those people have to go to the government to get SNAP benefits, Medicaid, Medicare, and whatever, which is a burden on the federal government, then that company should not get any benefits, should not get any tax incentives. Hey, MAGA, this is something that you can get behind, right? You don't want large corporations taking benefits from the federal government, right? You don't want working poor people taking benefits from the federal government, right? Well, here's a way to get both of them off the teat of the federal government, right? If you gave people a livable wage, they wouldn't have to go get food stamps. And even if food stamp was still around, they wouldn't qualify because their earned income would be higher. That's what MAGA wants, right? So why don't we do this? Why don't we say McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, whomever, Walmart, Target, you name it, Starbucks, if any of your employees, not even a certain percentage, because that's what Walmart and places would do. They will find that percentage, cap that percentage, and still get those benefits. But if any of your employees have to go and get subsidies from the federal government, you lose your tax incentives. You don't get your tax breaks. That's how the Waltons are billionaires, all of them. What do you think?